All right, so we deployed out the site in about 5-ish, 10 minutes there. We can go to access site. That's going to take us to a dashboard login. Um, if you're used to WordPress, this looks very traditional. If you're not, there's obviously some learning on where things are. You're going to see on the left side is most of your navigation. If you looked at the Drupal one, you can see usually it's a top nav for that. There's a lot of choices here. We have similar content. We have alert banners. We have forms. We have different layouts. We have pages. We have media that allows us to upload files and images and things like that. And we also have users. So you could add users, you could add roles, change the role of a user, block a user. That's all going to be here on your left side. Uh, for today, we're going to look at some appearance settings. So just like in Drupal, we have some customized options for your appearance settings. If you wanted to come in here and make some changes to the fonts or the colors or the logo or something like that, it's all in here. Most of the time, you're going to want to look at, the different font options. For example, here, this kind of gives you a little idea of what it might look like. If I go back, you're going to have colors. So maybe you have a very strict color palette. Most people do. You can come in here and change the colors of the palette. So if you wanted to go with more of a gray or something, you could do that. Just keep an eye on accessibility, of course. Like you don't necessarily want to change things that uh, are going to cause accessibility issues across your site. In the header, if we wanted to, we could change different logos. We could do, I'll see if I can just grab one. Oops. And it would show up here. It'll show up in the bottom. So anywhere around there, you can change some of the options for the site. You can change the title. Some of that stuff you're going to see as you get used to the site. In here, you can change the footer options. You can see down here, it's got a little layout thing for you, as well as kind of the just general information. So if there was certain, max widths or some sort of difficult stuff you wanted to do, it's all in here. When you're done, you press publish. It'll go publish live, and then you can close out of here, and the changes you've made have gone live for the first part of setting up your site, which is just that individual setup of information. Creating content across the site is going to be in the pages. We have some example pages. Feel free to delete these, trash them all, whatever you want to do. I'll show you kind of how the Gutenberg editor works. That's one of the more important things. The rest of learning how events and posts and areas that are kind of more form centric in the site in terms of adminning a site are fairly traditional in the WordPress sense, but this one might be a little different to you, especially if you use different authoring types. You know, there's different editors and all that. We like the standard kind of Gutenberg block style. It works the best with the WordPress natively and SEO and everything else. It's actually just natural content with good HTML around it. If you just wanted like a blank page with some stuff, you could just start writing here. You can just start putting in content here. You'll see a pop up with some different options for bold or linking or different things like that. Uh, we have AI built into this too. So if you just wanted to space bar and summon the Copilot for ChatGPT, you could say, write me a description of what it's like looking at an eclipse. Today is the eclipse day, and ChatGPT will go back and find you some content that it wants you to choose, and you could revise it and all that kind of thing like this. Like that would be great, but in current day and time, none of us just want a page with a bunch of content on it. So we want features and layouts. So in here, you've got the options of choosing some standard stuff, but I would say also take a look at maybe the design library and look in here. So if you have just generally some thoughts and ideas. This is going to give you either a page or a pattern option that allows you to start crafting out your content with your styles, as you already set up in the last little bit we talked about in the appearance themes. So if you look here, there's some style options. The first time you load it, it's going to take a little while because it's pulling a lot of information, but you can see here, you could have a great call to action. You can see that I chose like a gray color. So it's a little gray in there. You could choose something like this, and you could build out different sections of your site, a photo gallery, an accordion, lots and lots of cool options there. And I'll show you kind of maybe just some simple ones for a hero. We'll just grab this thing. So once you chose one of those design library blocks, as you can see here, I had a paragraph I was fiddling with before. I could get rid of that, delete. I could add more down here. So I could even come in here and add some more layouts, or I could grab just an accordion. I could build out different layouts. This is just built out of these systematic parts. As you can see here, just giving you a little bit of an easier head start. 2 sections, a couple heading options, a button, and a right side section with an image. A little bit filtered around. Once you come in here, you could link this, you could change this, you can write whatever you want, put buttons in here. Your hierarchy is here. You don't need to see that all the time. And then you have your editing options all through here. And over here on the right side of WordPress, you'll see the link option, the style options, the size options, tons and tons of options here, as well as then you could even force a color change if you want, borders, radiuses, things like that if you wanted to. You can even change the hover options. So lots and lots and lots of choices you can do. You can do conditional displays based on certain things. You can animate on scroll, so if you wanted it to do a little fade or something like that, you can do all of that setup, and you can even set it as the default for this style. So if you said like every time I call this out, I want it to be like this, you can set that default as well. So lots of options here, and then the top, you'll see any potential accessibility issues are noted, and then saving a draft is here. And if you're ready to go live, you could choose publish. So those are kind of the generic layout options here. If you wanted to, you could have chose also some pages. I don't suggest really doing a full page takeover. I think that most people want to do patterns and build out sections of their site the way they want. But, if you wanted something just to kind of get you started and jam out a bunch of content, these are here too. Just take a look and identify what you need for your page and build out a page. All page authoring is basically like that. You can do big sectional changes too. I guess I didn't talk about that on the right here. You can see the columns, the amount of columns this has, and add and remove and change sizes and gutters and all kinds of stuff. You can put a background in, a background overlay. You could put advanced, and you could have it visible only on desktop and some of that kind of stuff too, that is helpful when it's content that maybe isn't urgently important but should be on a page when somebody's navigating other devices. But yeah, so that's all there. There's tons of options. That's the editor on WordPress in a nutshell.